Okay, let's talk about probiotics. You're sick of hearing about them. I'm sick of talking about them, but alas, I'm here to help you cut through the noise and understand the science. So let's get into it. Now, when we talk about probiotics, most people are trying to compare and contrast when to use a spore-based probiotic or a lacto-bifido probiotic. And usually they're at odds with one another and people are like, this one's better, no, this one's better, no, that one's better. But as with most things in life, they actually have different purposes. So they're better layered together rather than polarized apart. There's a metaphor in there somewhere. Anyways, so when do I recommend using a spore-based probiotic approach? Well, thanks for asking. There are a handful of times. Now, number one of the main times that I would recommend doing this is when you are either about to take antibiotics or you are currently taking antibiotics or you just recently took antibiotics. The reason for this is that the spore-based probiotics are able to survive during antibiotic therapy. They're able to limit some of the damage being done by antibiotics. Of course, it's nice if we can avoid taking antibiotics, but antibiotics happen to also be life-saving therapies. So if you're going to have to take antibiotics, highly recommend taking a spore-based probiotic during that treatment. Number two, you are struggling with SIBO or SIFO. If you're not familiar with these, don't worry about them. Basically, they're just bacterial or fungal overgrowths in the small intestine. The reason why I highly recommend using these spore-based probiotics with those conditions is that they're going to cause less of an issue. So you're going to have less of that fermentation, less of that gas and bloating. You're not going to look as pregnant by the end of the day. And since SIBO and SIFO typically result from slow motility and often low stomach acid, it does help to mitigate some of those symptoms while you are addressing those root causes. Number three, if you are dealing with a histamine intolerance, you have an issue with too much histamine in your diet and or in your system, your liver is having a hard time clearing it from your system, then that's another time where I would again recommend using a spore-based probiotic. This is because the lacto-bifido strains tend to be more histamine producing, not all of them, again, not all probiotics. However, if you lean more towards the spore-based probiotics, it's going to be gentler and it's just going to cause less problems while you are addressing the root causes of your histamine intolerance. Number four, the other time I would recommend using a spore-based probiotic is going to be for any type of autoimmune or allergy issues. So whenever we're trying to help build immune tolerance in the gut, of course, there are some lacto-bifido strains that can do this, but I really prefer to use the spore-based probiotics in this situation just because they tend to be stronger for that immune modulations. And when I say modulation, that just means balance. And number five, what I really like about the spore-based probiotics is they really just serve as a healthy foundation for a healthy gut. So if you've already gone in and cleaned up your gut, you're no longer having these major GI symptoms and you're just looking for a way to manage and maintain your gut microbiome, then the spore-based probiotics are a perfect way to do that. They stay in the gut for about 21 to 28 days. So if you're forgetful or you're traveling or you're just not that great at sticking to anything daily, which I don't blame you, I'm not that good at it either, then these are really forgiving probiotics because they're still going to be working even if you forget to take them for a couple of days. So again, these are the 5 times that I would recommend using a spore-based probiotic over a lacto-bifido probiotic.